Look, it's not every day that an artist marks 3 decades, that's 30 years of shaping sound, of shaping culture, and making us dance on incredible and major dance floors all across the country and the world over. Tebe Lenyora Mogane is no ordinary artist. He's a true icon of South African music, and he is celebrating 30 years in the music industry. Today we have the honor of having him join us in our On The Move studios here on Channel Africa. Tebe, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, I'm loving the bucket hat.
Thank you.
And you were saying, guys, I never used to wear a bucket hat.
So that's very trumpy.
But I think what we're trying to embody is your 30 years of the music industry,
Yes,
and what was going on that 30 years ago.
Oh, what, you want to know where I was going 30 years ago? Jeez, now I have to. Not a lot. We were just getting fresh into the democracy.
Yeah.
So we were trying to find our feet, direction, didn't know where to go. But the one thing that we had was finally we had freedom of speech.
Yeah.
So we can say whatever we wanted to say without fear of being arrested and all that stuff. So we decided, let's put it on music.
You know, something that we take for granted. You are trending on TikTok all the time for the stuff that you did. Yeah. And there's this thing at Gem Early. I don't know if you've seen that thing that's trending on TikTok.
Yes, I've seen it, yeah.
And I look at your age and how young you were during that particular time. And I'm always started, I'm like, these guys were young. They were taking chances. They were just being innovative at a very, very young age. Yeah. And I think when it comes to the Kwaito generation, we take it for granted how young you guys started and how you guys made move at such a young age. Do you ever look at back and say, when I saw that, like, I have a son who's the same age as me at the time. Yeah.
And he looks exactly like me. I was like,
what is my son?
And I don't remember myself being that young.
Sure.
But it was interesting times. But I mean, even if you look at now, like, people are making moves are really young people. So I guess it is a trend in music. Like, you have to start really.
But what was going on at that time was you guys were shaped by something completely different, right? You were shaped by an era where you guys couldn't speak, you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything. And all of a sudden, those freedoms were handed to you. And you were like, what do you do with this freedom? You decided to then take those freedoms and put it into music. But in music that had never existed before that particular time. Yeah,
so what was happening is, Oscar was a DJ. I was a DJ as well.
Okay.
When I met Oscar.
Sure.
So we were playing mostly like overseas music, house and R&B, 90s R&B then, So we decided, but sometimes, you would get onto the mic, or when the people didn't understand the English words of the songs, they would make their own version.
Okay.
So we decided, why don't we make our own versions here at home? So that's how it really started.
And the beat making must have been interested, because I know at the beginning of it, sometimes it was sampling basically maybe European beats, maybe American beats. Yeah. But there was a time where, people were starting to make their beats. There was a transformation that took place there. How was it sourcing the beats, and was that difficult to actually do?
I think that's what made the music last so long.
Yeah.
Because we were not following a certain formula. We were just doing something that came to our heads that we thought people would like. So that we created a sound from nothing. Yes, we would sample, beats from, the overseas songs that we heard, whatever, but mostly the foundation was purely South African.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, let us know a little bit about yourself in terms of that context, because we actually see you as outie that we know in our living rooms. Yeah. We never put you into a place where you belong. You belong in our hearts. You belong on the dance floor. You belong in our homes and our radio sets. But where did this love for music start for you? You said you started as a DJ.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your love for music.
It started way early. I mean, I used to do the whole breakdancing, Michael Jackson routines.
You still have the moves.
So it started then, in school. So when I went to high school, so the school had a extensive music, department.
Sure.
There was a music lab, music room, whatever. So we could just go in there and, learn how the things work and experiment.
That's
so
interesting.
It started there, and then I was the resident DJ at school.
Okay.
Okay.
I used to go to school in Mafikeng, and I stayed in Pretoria. So
And what school was this?
Mabatu High School.
Okay.
So, we brought the music from Pretoria to us. So everybody was like, you're the man. So the love started there.
Yeah. You say something so significant that, schools at that times and communities had a very rich interest in arts and culture because there wasn't a lot else that young people could do. But young people would fill those rooms. I think 2 weeks or last week, we had a conversation with a lady who was speaking about community centers in and around townships in Soweto and other parts of, South Africa and how they're not funded anymore. Children aren't even coming in there anymore. But in that era, there seemed to be a vested interest in the arts for young people.
Especially in Buputaton, it was a huge thing. Like the arts were funded when taken off serious, like from foundation up until people made a career out of it, and it was supported.
Okay.
They had the Mavana Cultural Center.
Hey.
When you're not in school, there was where you could go to continue doing this thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you were a DJ, right? And you were talking about how you were working with Abu Oskido at the time. And then you guys started creating the beats. I remember hearing a story of Oskido about saying how you guys were actually pioneering. You were doing this yourself. So even the recording was just you guys. The aspect of also putting together the cassettes together. Tell us a little bit about that aspect of it.
Like I said, my first album wasn't even a demo per se.
Okay.
I used to share a flat with Bruce in African. So
Okay.
we were just making beats so that I can just put these chants that I can go and play them at the club later.
Okay.
So that was that,
So basically, when you created the music, it was to support your DJing.
Yes.
Okay.
So one time I was DJing with Oscar in the same venue, and the songs were already popular that time. So he had those songs, and it's like, who was that? I was like, that's me. Really? He said, is this released? And I'm like, no. He says, no, we're releasing this.
Wow.
Love that.
But funny story, I always tell this story that when he said that, I said, yes, I'm going with you.
Okay.
I did not care about the release. I didn't even know what it would
Do.
get to this point.
Sure. Yeah.
I just wanted to get into Oskido's vinyls.
Sure.
And I just wanted to be next to Oskido and tell my friend I'm Oscar's friend.
Okay.
Look, we're hanging out with Tebe Lenyora, celebrating 30 years in the industry, and not really the end. We're celebrating a new beginning. We're celebrating his longevity and the fact that he's still here making music, and the fact that new generations know who Tebe is. That's incredible. 30 years later. It's 20 minutes past 11 Central Africa time. Stay with us here on The Move.
Zochitika ndimoda piri kamlondola wazochitika pena paliponse
nduna wazamalonda kumalawi aletsa kampani yopanga shuga ya Ilovo yomwe ndi nthambi ya Ilovo Sugar Group Limited kuti isiye kutumiza shuga kumaiko akunja. Malingana ndi nduna ya zamalonda Vitumbuko Mumba, izi zithandiza kuti shuga yemwe yakusowa pamsika azipezeka. Ndiye pano ndili ndi George Muhangu amene ali mu mzinda wa Blantyre mu dziko la Malawi. Chimene chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndi chani?
Chomwe chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndichonena kuti panopo ili ngati off season ya makampani a Ilovo Sugar Malawi, kunena kuti sakutha kupanga shugayi okwanira chifukwa akukolola. Ndiye akamaliza kukolola pameneno atayambeno sopano kugaya shugayi kuti azipezeka. Chinanso ndichonena kuti ma distributors amene akumakagula shuga kaya ndi ku Ilovo kaya ndi kusalima shuga akumagulisa kumaiko akunja ngati Zambia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique.
zochitika ndimoda piri lolemba mpaka lachisanu pa nthawi ya 7 koloko kufikira 8 koloko madzulo pa Channel Africa.
Start your day right with Channel Africa Breakfast.
That smells delicious.
Hey, it's Tebe Lenyora.
Lenyora's in the house.
Abuti Bula Boot.
The top dog is here.
You know, yesterday as I was trying to think about what to wear for the show, I went to go look at Tebe's different music videos, right? And I was trying to look for the girls. Like, what were the girls wearing so I could, like, embody that style?
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, the baddies then were very simple, man.
No, the girls then were wearing boom shaka
Yes,
Style,
they were
yeah.
wearing boom shaka styles.
Yeah, you got the hair.
They were so simple though. There were no makeup, lipondo, you know, a crop top or nice short dresses or even like long pants, palazza. Very nice style back then. But I didn't have any of that stuff in my wardrobe, unfortunately.
But you took a different direction, right? You were always the smart guy in the music videos with your lovely designer shirts. Why did you take that direction, or you just being yourself?
I was just being myself. I got the so I was trying to avoid to create a look then I'm gonna have to maintain.
Yeah.
So it was easier just to do me, you know.
And also, you actually were able to bring a different audience into the whole Kwaito space because of that look. I actually think we might take that aesthetic very for granted. But there were just simple guys, Kokasi, that started kind of loving Kwaito because you brought that kind of gentlemanly element to it. Did you see that?
I mean, it was a thing back then. You know, back then, when we used to go out, no ironer, then you lay out your clothes on the bed and the shoes next to it.
Yeah.
You know, it was a whole thing. You know?
Yeah.
You know, you ended up, you ended up being known as like a party starter. And of course, all the artists of the time created a huge like party era. Young people were going out, young people were filling the streets, young people were going to concerts. It was a good time. But your music specifically was about having a real party. If it's a Tebe party, we know that it's going to be big. What do you think it was about your music that gave you like that iconic, like big party starter vibe?
I still love a good party.
Yes.
Now. So every time I created music, I always thought about, in my head, I could visualize the people dancing to the song and where it would play. So it was a whole thing. My music was centered about just having fun. Even if I was trying to convey a message, I'll try to convey it in a way that I don't bombard you with it. Just, you know,
It's
deliver
natural.
it in a nice, fun, you know, jokey way, you know.
Sure. And what are you doing now, Tebe? Are you still performing? What are you getting up to in these years? I mean, I remember seeing you at Afro Punk. You were headlining an international Joburg festival here, and you know the crowd went crazy. And it's not like a younger crowd or an older crowd only, or it's a mixed bag. Everyone, every time they hear your music, you still bring that multi-generational feeling. Do you still perform, and what is your reception right now?
I still gig like almost every weekend.
Wow.
It's a bit tough now because but I still gig, you know, a lot. And I mean, that crowd is still there.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of collaborations with the young guys.
Yes.
Okay.
So which makes me appealing to the younger ones, you know. I've got songs with Kabza.
Sure.
And
DJ
the late
Somebody.
DJ Somebody.
Yes.
Right now I've got singles coming out with Chima Music,
Oh, nice.
DJ Hypnosis,
Love that.
LSG. Just last night I did something with Abidoza. So
Yes. Okay.
that's what keeps me
On
you
your
know, in the
toes.
loop. Yeah.
And what do you think about that, where the music is right now? Because I see Oscar is also kind of collaborating with the younger guys, getting them in studios. Actually, there's that kind of cross-generational Grootman and younger people vibe.
That's how music goes. Even during our time, when the young guys, we see somebody's got talent or whatever, then you rope him in, you know, you work with them. It's just how music grows. Music doesn't have age. Music doesn't, you know, you could have a 15-year-old jazz artist.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand? So that's how it works. So,
and you also like have been an influence to that generation. Did you think the Kwaito style would actually get to where it is right now? Did you see it going? Because you know you said it from a simple way. You guys just created beats from your back rooms, and now it's become this international phenomenon.
That's why I'm celebrating this year. You know, I just sat back and thought, wow, we're here.
Yeah,
You know, Like, I never thought about it, but in any career, you always think, hey, where am I going to be in 5 years?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? So you try and reinvent yourself,
Sure.
To move with the times. But then I realized, whoa, my first album came out in 1995.
Yeah.
And I'm still gigging almost every weekend. Like, that's something to celebrate.
Absolutely.
It's a big thing to celebrate, especially because I feel like people think that if you are from a particular era and your time is up, which as people say, that there is no space for you anymore. But it's not you trying to like fit into what the crowd is now. In fact, it's the young people wanting exactly what you used to give. So they want your flavor, they want your sound, they want your, what you have to give into
like
their
that, yeah.
music now.
Yes, because when somebody does a festival, an event, you try and balance, genres. They'll have DJs who play hip hop.
Yeah.
There'll be piano. There'll be the new sound from Limpopo.
Bacardi, or what's that? Those other
Lecombo.
Lecombo,
Yes,
yes.
And obviously, there has to be Kwaito as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, like, genres spread. Everyone needs to hear their type of music.
Yeah.
In a party event.
Exactly. And it's a shade of each other, and they're also kind of not so far from one another.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
they're all South African dance celebratory music.
fantastic. We're going to be hanging out with Tebe, and we'll continue to chat with him. He's going on tour this year, celebrating 30 years of his musical journey. Let's find out what's happening in the latest sports right now, and we'll come back and continue to find out more about what we can expect from this tour.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
We kick off with football news this hour. 5 of England's Euro 2025 winning squad have been nominated for the Women's Ballon d'Or awarded to the best female footballer of the year. Captain Leah Williamson, Lucy Bronze, Alicia Russo, Chloe Kelly and Hannah Hampton all make the list after the Lionesses successfully defended their title in Switzerland this summer. Scotland's Real Madrid midfielder Caroline Weah is also among the nominees. Chelsea fullback Bronze played the entire Euros with a fractured leg. Michelle Aguemang, one of England's breakthrough stars, has been nominated for the Women's Copper Trophy, awarded to the best women's footballer under 21. The 19-year-old Arsenal forward, who scored late equalizers against Sweden in the quarterfinal and Italy in the semi-final, was named Euro 2025 Young Player of the Tournament. South Africa's Orlando Pirates will be aiming to win all the trophies on offer this season. Coach Abdesalam Wadu believes that mixing youth and experience will be the key to achieving their goals. Pirates will be desperate to win the Betway Premiership title this season, having fell short to Mamelodi Sundowns once again last season. They started their campaign well last season, but faltered towards the end. Their new coach, Wadu, says they need to blend youth with experience this season to realistically challenge for the league title.
The challenge is to mix these young players, this talent, with the experienced players. With the experience that I have in football, you need to bring this experience to be around them, to take the best from them. Because we cannot just throw in the arena 11 young players. It's going not to work.
Pirates won 5 trophies in 3 seasons under former coach Jose Riverio. The new coach will be under pressure to emulate his predecessor, but he says he's up for challenge despite the doubt from some quarters.
I was a player in France as an African. I had to prove more, many times, 10 times more than another one, to play, to be titular, to be regular. I played in Fulham, I played in England, I played in Olympiacos. You have to prove many times. As a coach, it's the same. But what is funny is when we come in our continent, still there is this things that, hey, he has to prove.
Ghana's student athletes showcased remarkable talent and determination at the maiden edition of the African Schools Games held in Algeria, clinching an impressive total of 14 medals, 2 gold, 3 silver and 9 bronze. The multi-sport event, which brought together young athletes from across the continent, saw Team Ghana excel particularly in badminton, where the country secured both of its gold medals. Adu Moslema, Ama Korama and Kwako Rachel claimed the top prize with a dominant display in the badminton girls doubles event, while the mixed doubles badminton saw the pair of Adu Minta Obabomba and Adu Moslema Amakorama proving too strong for the competition. The 2025 African Schools Games served as a platform for young talents across Africa to compete at the continental level, and Ghana's performance was a sign of brighter days ahead in grassroots sports. And finally, with tennis news, American fourth seed Ben Shelton battled from a set down to clinch his first ATP Masters 1000 title at the Canadian Open on Thursday, defeating Karen Khachanov of Russia 6-7, 5, 6-4, 7-6, 3. The world number 7th capped off an impressive week that saw him beat Italian 13th seed Flavio Cobolli, Australian 9th seed Alex de Minaur, and American seed 2nd seed Taylor Fritz on his way to achieving his first Masters 1000 title and the biggest title of his career. A 22-year-old is the youngest American man to win a Masters 1000 since former world number 1 Andy Roddick at the Miami 2004. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please do send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. This is Channel Africa Sport with me, Figile Lungwati.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Hey, it's time for us to move on right now. It's 35 minutes past 11 o'clock Central African time. Let's get the latest business news from Tebe. So, go.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks to Benjamin Moshatama, and good morning. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization says the world food commodity prices rose in July to their highest in more than 2 years, driven by rising international prices for meat and vegetable oils. The organization says that the food price index, which serves as a global benchmark for food commodity prices, averaged 130.1 points in July 2025. Marking a 1.6% increase from June. That was the highest reading since February 2023, though the index was 18.8% below its peak of March 2022. Women from all around the African continent have gathered for the Pan-African Transformational Leadership Summit in South Africa's Eastern Cape province. Topics covered included entrepreneurship, transforming the public and private sector, supply chain management and financial services for women and youth. The summit is in partnership between non-governmental organization Africa for Africa and the Provincial Department of Social Development. Sisi Sekhalo reports.
Women gathered together with one voice of empowering one another. They came from various sectors which include government, non-governmental organizations, the private sector and many more.
A 30% tariff imposed by US President Donald Trump on South African imported goods has officially taken effect. Ahead of the implementation, President Cyril Ramaphosa and his US counterpart Donald Trump spoke telephonically. They discussed bilateral trade and said that their countries' negotiating teams will hold more detailed talks. Despite trying for months to negotiate a trade deal with Washington ahead of Trump's deadline. Addressing the Freedom Dialogue in Johannesburg, International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola says there is uncertainty around negotiations with the US.
What I can tell you is that South Africa remains engaged and open to negotiate on the basis of resubmission of an offer through our trade and industry.
The Johannesburg Stock Exchange All-Share Index hit a record high of 100,800 points on Thursday afternoon, despite widespread U.S. tariffs ranging from 10 to 50% imposed on several countries, including South Africa. One key factor behind the rally in the local market is a shift in global capital from the United States to emerging markets like South Africa. Meanwhile, the rand strengthened to reach 17 rand 71 cent against the dollar. Naledi Ngcobo reports.
While local markets remain in positive terrain, there are concerns that the rand and the JSE could see some pressure later in the week as the Trump administration presses ahead with the tariffs.
Emerging market central banks implemented their largest rate cutting push in years in July, while their developed market counterparts held steady as uncertainty over U.S. trade and tariff policies reverberated across the global economies. Data shows that 7 central banks from a rated sample of 18 developing economies delivered 625 basis points of cuts, the highest monthly cut since at least 2022 in July. The moves were driven by policymakers in Turkey returning to easing with a 300 basis points cut, and Russia's central bank pegging the benchmark 200 basis points lower. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,527 naira. Botswana 13.39. Kenya 128 shilling 6, and Zambia 23 kwacha 57. The BRICS countries in Brazil, the dollar will cost you 5 rupee 45. Russia 79 rubles 45. India 87 rupees 56. China 71.18, and in South Africa the dollar will cost you 17 rand 73 cents. $1 is trading at 74 pence. British pound 85 euro. Gold $3,388 and platinum $1,342 per ounce. Brent crude oil is at $66.34 a barrel. For any business stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business in Johannesburg, I'm Tabiso Lohoko.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
This August, we celebrate the strength, brilliance, and unstoppable spirit of African women.
It was the women themselves who strove for and got the changes by lobbying, going through NGOs, and by networking.
That's you, ladies. From the boardroom to the classroom, from the marketplace to the microphone, women are leading, innovating, and transforming our continent every day.
Oh, here's to knowing that as a woman, your voice can change the world.
Your voice matters. Your story inspires. Your presence is powerful. This Women's Month, we honor you. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
SABC Sport brings you Chasing the Sun, a powerful 5-part documentary series about the Springboks, telling the rousing tale of their path to redemption and ultimate World Cup glory in 2019. Starting 13 July at 7:30 p.m. on SABC2, tune in every Sunday for the highs, the heartache, and the heroics that made rugby history. Stream each chapter on SABC Plus, anytime, anywhere. No subscription needed. Don't miss Chasing the Sun, this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC2. Be there when history shines.
Palesa and Benjamin fuel your day with fresh African perspective on Channel Africa.
Hey, it's 11:42 Central African time. We still hang out with the legend himself, the musical icon Lenyora. That is Tebe joining us. It is no small feat to consider 30 years of a music career. It's no small achievement to think about his 12 albums. He's still performing. We've got Tebe in studio to let us know about his countrywide, and not just countrywide, he's also going to be going outside the country and performing in some of the countries neighboring South Africa. Let's talk a little bit about this tour. What can we expect from it?
Kwaito, lots and lots of it.
Yes.
This is a very nostalgic, taking you back
to
where Kwaito started. I mean, I have everybody on the tour with me.
Nice.
The people that are starting with Boom Shaka, Pongo Muffin,
Oh, nice.
Trumpis, Mdu, Zola. So it's going to be a real Kwaito celebration.
It's like a feast.
It's like a Kwaito feast.
Hey.
Taking you back, like, from where we started till now.
And when you reflect back in the 30 years, maybe let me ask you a philosophical question. Is that allowed, Tebe?
Yeah.
When you look back and you're like, I've actually kept it going. I've made it actually happen for myself. What are the biggest lessons for yourself in a very difficult industry? The music industry is one that's difficult. It has no friends. You have to maintain it yourself. What's the biggest lesson for you?
The biggest lesson I've learned is consistency.
Yeah.
And putting in the work. You have to respect the craft. Like, treat it as your job, as your career. It might be fun what we're doing, but if you forget that this is where you're making your coin, then you shouldn't be doing it. Or rather, that's the disrespect that you'll be giving the craft, and just be consistent in your work. And just give it your all. And most importantly, the people who pay your bills are your fans. You cannot take them for granted.
Sure.
You always have to think about them and respect them, and any chance you get, thank them. I mean, going on stage drunk and giving it an half-assed performance, that's disrespecting the people who pay you.
Things are very fickle these days in the social media age. Something can come in, we love it. 2 weeks later, we love something else. We're not there anymore. So not just being consistent, but like having staying power is something that young artists these days can wish for. But not everyone can have that staying power now because of the way things are.
When we started, because there was no social media, we had real-time, real-life likes.
Okay.
That's true.
When you see
real feeds, real album sales.
When you see 10,000 people in front of you,
that's your likes.
That's validation that all right, these people really like what I do. Now you can have 100,000 likes of ghosts.
Yes.
And it gives you a false sense of
fame.
You know what I'm doing? So right now we still haven't even gotten into the, we're excited about what's going on in social media. You have to see the people responding to what you do to be sure that what you're doing is the thing.
So you're not moved by the clout on social media, Tebe. For you, it's really about that face-to-face impact with the people that love your music.
You see what I'm doing? I'm doing an event now.
Sure.
I'm advertising it on social media. You can post the flyer; it will have 50,000 likes. But I'm still not sold that those people are going to come to the. I want to see them.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to that.
Oh goodness! I wish I was actually telling you off air that my older sister, who's like 8 years older than me, when I was 6 years old in 1995, she was living within your guys' era, and
so
everything. And she had the cool clothes, all the Kwaito music, the hi-fi, and all of that. And I'm just thinking to myself, actually, I think I must bring my sisters to this tour because it's going to be a great, like, nostalgic way where we can remember what we were going through at that time, connect with one another through the music as well. That was a huge part of our life at that time. But I also think before we go into the music and we wrap up, there's one thing that I always wanted to do with your song, because in your song you go Lenyora, and I want you to say that for me because I always wanted to be the side girl. Yes, I always wanted to be the side girl and the echo. So if you can, please say for me.
Say what? Lenyora.
Lenyora.
Oh no, I can't say.
I'm the
I can say Lenyora.
Yeah, and I say Lenyora.
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 Lenyora. Oh, you've always wanted to do that.
I always wanted to be that girl that says Lenyora.
Your dream has come true today.
There we go.
Well, we're wrapping up. We're going to learn a dance from one of Tebe's music, Abuti Bula Boot. So, of course, it's only fair that we're going to play that sound. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Us.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's not forget to let people know the tour. Where can they find out more about it?
27 September in Witbank, the Rich Casino. 29 September in Gaborone, Botswana.
Yes.
11 October, we're Disofing, Soweto.
Nice.
29 November, Limpopo, Polokwane. And then 16 December is the big one in Carnival City.
Nice. Let's not also forget the Botswana one on the 29th of September in the Palace.
I did mention.
Okay, mention it. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic.
Lovely, man. That's Tebe, Lenyora.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice. Hey, lovely setup today with Tebe. Hope you enjoyed that one. Remember, we're going to put all that content on social media, so follow us on @ChannelAfrica1. And if you missed the conversation, we'll put it up there for you. And definitely, we're going to make sure that you stay updated. That is Tebe with Abuti Bula Boot. We'll be back as we wrap things up.